emailing. So is anybody interested in trying to do 5 minutes of learning how the email thing works?
We can just run it, but you know, I think the thing is just do it, and then we'll do it again. You know,
Okay.
especially if you're recording it, and there's a little video. Oh yeah, I know we did this.
Well, and I had told Barbara that we start our meeting a few minutes late anyway.
Okay.
I figured
We always
go a little late, so might as well plan for it, and we finish quick enough that I can make the class.
Yeah. Plus, she's usually eating her lunch and lunch.
True.
Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, if we go, you know, more than 5 minutes, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, let me just go through the very simplest version of it, and I'll show you where to find what you need. So
We have this on GitHub then? Or
put the email sample file.
Yeah, your sample. Or
I might even have a good one in here because we.
Oh.
But I'm trying to think of. Let me see. Did we do it in one of those examples that I sent? I think I did.
Have it in his documentation?
Oh yeah, it's
I mean, does
documented
he
in
have
there.
a sample thing or?
I'm not sure if there's a sample in there or not, but here's what we'll do. We'll do. I'm going to include that basic question. So the idea is really when you're starting your basic interview, you don't have to retype any of the simplest questions like who's the client, what's their address, their phone number, birth date, even if you need that. So let's start by including the basic questions file.
I think basic questions file should be on specific, right?
It is, but there's no reason to not make a bigger superset of it if that's anybody.
Okay.
The thing that it has in there that's special QDLS is really just a legal server integration.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So that should take care of me being able to get the client's name. So I don't need to ask a question about that. If I refer to the variable client, there's already a question written that will fill that information in. So I'm just going to show you two different blocks. So we're going to actually send an email. It's a function, and we've already gone over functions. So it's going to go inside what kind of block?
Code.
Code block. Yeah. And it's helpful to use this reference here. So if I wanted to find a function that's for sending an email, I'll just search for mail, see what I find.
That's the function.
Mm-hmm. If I click the little I, I'll get a little bit more information about what it's for, and I can click on that link to get the documentation too. In theory, let's see. Okay, I just hadn't clicked on it correctly. It probably used the wrong button. I don't know why you can't expand that, unfortunately, to see the whole thing.
Well, if you just click on it, it'll go into your interview, right?
But not with all the arguments.
Oh, huh.
Which is too bad.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you do the documentation, it'll show up though, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's a pain in the neck to go to the other. It would, yeah, it has to be covered over it, right?
Yeah. It would be, right.
Yeah. That's what you would always.
That's what you'd expect, is that it's going to let you see, or click on this little ellipses and see it, but no, it doesn't. Neither one of those do exactly that, unfortunately.
It's really important to go to documentation to get this correct.
Yeah.
Or,
so when you're using the send email function, you normally also want to use a template, and you can write your nicely formatted email in a separate place. And this is a different block. We're not talking about the regular template, like a Word template. It's just a special block that happens to be called template as well.
Is that specifically for the template block, specifically for formatting an email, or is it for other things as well?
You can use this same block in the question too. So what it does is it assigns like a bunch of formatted text to a variable name of your choice. And that can be used to send an email, a text message, or just to display inside a question. You could use it for formatting the text of an attachment to that you let the person download. So let's call it my email. There's one special keyword here as well. So there's templates can have a subject, which goes into only really makes sense in an email. In a text message, it becomes the first line of the text message, so it doesn't get lost.
Oh, you mean if you're doing?
You have to do a subject if we're doing a text?
No.
Okay, so this is just if you want to be able to keep it relatively similar for text or email, the subject line just becomes the first line.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and there's not probably a good reason to use the same one for both. You'd probably want generally to separate it because emails can be a lot longer, text messages are quite short. Let's see. Just to show off again, like we don't have to write more questions.
From your basic question.
Yeah. And I believe there's a question for
together
email.
that underscore block, is that put together in email addresses or is that for Docassemble?
The address block is a built-in method
Right.
on a person.
Oh, that's it, right.
Yeah. They're the same thing. They're really the same. The difference is we talk about variables that aren't attached to a person or an object, and we talk about functions that aren't attached to an object, and then we say attributes and methods. Those just happen to be attached to an object. I don't know if there's a good reason for the different vocabulary. There probably is some object-oriented computer science theory that makes sense of it. I don't know. So to say that we're going to use this template, we just say the name of the template. So there's this one right here, my email. And we made that mandatory, so it should work.
Is it from?
Just like that.
What is it from? Is there from?
It's going to default to being the built-in default name, which is on this server it's set up to be GBLS no reply.
Right.
So that should be our simplest email sending.
It looks like though you can set the sender. Says like in the little example, the sender equals something.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that will always work because a lot of email providers won't let you set that to a non-existent address.
You can do this.
You can try.
There's a from and then there's a reply to there.
Yeah, reply to would be the safer one to use.
Yeah.
I see.
And then you.
But I'm not sure if that's there or not.
Well, documentation is.
Documentation can tell us, you're right. CC, BCC. Yeah, I don't see a reply to either.
But it looks like you can put your own email in. And otherwise, it's the configuration of you don't put in a sender.
Yeah, it does look like you can. Yeah. And so you can see here, like if you don't use the template block, you can manually specify the subject line and the body of the email, but you don't need to. It's just going to be kind of hard to fit that all on one line versus having a whole template block to put it in. If you want it to be in here. Yeah. So this is like a little shortcut to say this is going to be a new line. If you use a backslash, you're escaping. You're putting in a special formatting code, so that /r/n makes a new line. So you could have multiple lines in there even, but yeah, it would be pretty messy to do it that way. It can be another variable too, right? So if you didn't happen to have a special template block, you could just say, have a code block that assigns a bunch of text to that variable, build it up that way. But just the template block makes it so much easier. Okay, so I might have made a mistake here. I need to type it. Okay, right. not a module at all. Could probably make a better question for the client. All right, sometimes it does that. The first time it doesn't actually load. Not sure why that is.
Have you got the autocomplete address in your CBLS basic question?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So it would be either it pulls it from legal server or you use the Google API.
Yeah. In theory, that's exactly right. Yeah. So I don't have here a question that does email, so I'm going to actually add that to basic questions, which seems like a good one to have.
You have a client email in there?
I'm just adding it to the question file now.
So
And
how does it, does it know it needs, is it?
This is
your error message is saying we can't send it because we don't have that email.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to put them in.
Right. Okay, there's no ending question, that's all. So it still actually ran. We just should have some ending point here.
Through that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
See you next week.
See you. And I'll put this on the Slack too. Code, I guess.